6:47, if you're just joining us, our top headlines in our Smart Start for Friday. The clock is ticking right now down to a government shutdown tonight at midnight.
There's certainly no time to waste after another failed attempt trying to pass a spending deal ahead of this deadline. Aaron Spitzer live in the studio with what this may mean if the lawmakers can't agree. Aaron.
Yeah, guys, House Republicans are scrambling with just hours left to prevent a government shutdown. Last night, Republicans failed to push through their own spending measure after Democrats and a sizable amount of Republicans opposed the latest proposal. This all comes after House GOP leaders scrapped the larger bipartisan agreement set to keep government open after President-elect Donald Trump and tech CEO Elon Musk pushed back against it. The newest proposal included portions of the original agreement, like a 3-month extension of government funding through mid-March. It also would allow for more than $100 billion in disaster aid to the people hardest hit in western North Carolina and $10 billion in assistance for farmers. But it would add a 2-year increase in the debt limit through January 2027. GOP leaders blamed the Democrats for the impasse, but dozens of Republicans also voted against the bill. Meantime, Dems and the White House are calling on the GOP to take up the original agreement.
Not going to go vote for another debt ceiling increase without actual specifics on what the cuts will be.
All they have to do is keep to their word, vote for what they agreed to, and we keep the government open.
A shutdown would come at a high cost to federal workers just before the holidays, leaving active military personnel and TSA agents without a paycheck, all during some of the busiest travel days of the year. Guys.
Be following that. We are also following the big story for us, the weather today there, James. We talked about it all week.
Oh, yeah.
Still not quite there, but soon enough. Yeah, the snow.
Right. Just very light flakes right now, and that's going to be the case for a lot of the day. Light snow showers, but you get just a few tenths of an inch per hour, and you've got snow for several hours, including tonight and into early tomorrow. That's when you talk about some significant accumulations, looking at 4, maybe 5 or 6 inches of snow when all is said and done through Saturday night. Winter weather advisory up for a lot of areas. If it's light and fluffy snow, we may even see higher numbers there as well. With that breeze, look at the 8-day forecast, including the holiday, at the end of the show. Brennan, Michaela.
All right, see you then. Thank you, James. Back to our headlines. And a family now suing the city of Rochester for millions after the body of a missing man was found in the Highland Park Reservoir earlier this year.
Abdullahi Muya's family reported him missing in February. Nearly 30 days later in March, they got that devastating news that his body had been found in the water. Now, the family has filed a $10.5 million wrongful death lawsuit against the city and Mayor Malik Evans. The complaint filed last week in federal court also argues the city has failed to comply with EPA requirements, along with other things that cover the reservoir. Surveillance video did show Muya, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia several years back. He was wandering around the reservoir for hours before he slid into the water.
How did this happen? How did it get to be that someone who had overcome the stigma and issues surrounding schizophrenia, who was living independently on his own, who had at times had gainful employment and was a productive member of society, including volunteering at the Islamic Center and assisting with the Fairport soccer team. How did this individual end up tragically losing his life in the public water reservoir, an area that's supposed to be secure, guarded, and monitored?
Well, a spokesperson for the city says they've not been officially served yet. The full lawsuit is available for you to review on our website, rochesterfirst.com.
Healthcare CEO murder suspect Luigi Mangione now faces federal charges. He's accused of stalking and killing Brian Thompson after crossing state lines. The new charges could make Mangione eligible for the death penalty if he's convicted. Mangione was brought from a prison in Pennsylvania, where he was arrested, to New York City yesterday afternoon after waiving extradition.
Today is day 2 of thousands of Amazon workers striking all over the nation as they advocate for changes to their employee labor agreement. At Gates, workers at the company's Manitou Road facility rallied trying to raise awareness for those efforts. Strikes are happening at 7 different Amazon centers nationwide. This picket here you're watching is just one of many. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters Union says this strike is the largest against Amazon in U.S. history. The picketers say there is much needed in the negotiations trying to address wages, working conditions at the facilities, as well as retirement benefits. Other Rochester unions also stopped by the demonstration as a show of solidarity.
no one's going to understand a worker better than another worker. You know, making a wage, hourly wage, knowing what it's like, you know, if you go through rough times and, you know, having a few dollars in your checking account at the end of the week after the bills are paid sometimes, depending on where you are.
It's for the people. We're trying to help these individuals to gain them health care and pension benefits so they can support their families.
Amazon says the strikes and pickets should not affect when the general public receives those packages that you may have ordered. A spokesperson for Amazon added the Teamsters have continued to mislead the public, and they are pushing false narratives about who the company represents. This is again according to Amazon. We do have additional information about the strikes available for you to check it out on our website, rochesterfirst.com.
All right, we know Christmas 5 days away from today. Some families, you might be considering a furry friend as a perfect gift.
Well, certainly love to spread the love, but local animal shelters say you might want to pump those brakes because gifting animals without careful thought can actually have long-term consequences. We all know how cute the cats and doggos can be, but they might not always be the best present because shelters say they often see an uptick in the animals being brought back into their facilities after the holiday season.
Sometimes it's an impulse buy for the holidays, and that's depending on what age of dog you get, which typically ends up being a Christmas puppy, then it's a 10 to 15 year commitment that maybe it was you bought on an impulse, which isn't the best idea. It's a living, breathing creature.
Well, a good alternative, she says, to gifting pets for the holidays is supporting your local shelters. You might even consider fostering. Let the pup get to know your family. You can also always help by dropping off animal food and toys or simply making a monetary donation.
Let's go inside the huddle. It may seem like Sunday's game is an easy one for the Bills, Super Bowl favorites, taking on the 3-11 Patriots. Although the Pats come into this game with just 3 wins under their belt this year, the offense does have a threat to the Bills. It's the first time the teams have faced off this year, and it's Drake May's first year in the league, meaning Buffalo's defense will line up against a QB they are unfamiliar with. The rookie has been referred to by some of his teammates as Josh Allen 2.0, but even with Allen-like qualities, the Bills pretty much have to just go on game film to get ready for what they could bring to the table in the first matchup between the two quarterbacks.
Just do your best watching the tape, and obviously it's going to be different when you're out there, but that's what everybody, you know. So just making sure that we watch the tape, and I mean, he's a mobile quarterback. He can move around really well, so it's just we're just gonna see. I mean, I see it. I mean, he's tough to sack. Guys are getting back there, and he's making a miss, and he's making plays with his feet, and he's making good reads and things like that. So it's just, I mean, it's tough to play against quarterbacks like that, and obviously he's a rookie, but it's gonna be pretty good.
If you're willing to bundle up and brave the cold temps there Sunday afternoon and night, you can see the Bills game at Orchard Park for, we've seen prices there, you see $70, $80 before fees at StubHub. Spot in the lower levels, you can get in for a little more than $100. Haven't seen that all season. Remember, fans are allowed again to wear clothing with electric heaters in them. Used to be banned, but brought it back late last season. Or stay warm at home. Watch us Buffalo Kickoff Live at 11:30 Sunday morning here on News 8, followed by the NFL Today on CBS at noon. Got the 1 p.m. slate of games after that, and then Pats at Bills kickoff at 4:25. Final look at sunrise traffic in our Greater Rock Sky Eye here this Friday morning. Expressways clear of any snow at this point, and accidents as well. Think about that drive home, maybe last day of work, and of course last day of school for the kiddos here before break.
I'm driving myself straight over to the airport tonight, so we're going to be very excited for that one for me there, James.
Fly safe, Michaela. We'll miss you for the next couple of weeks. The kiddos enjoying a nice long break as well. Winter kicks off tomorrow. You've got the solstice there. Bills game, bitter cold with temperatures, wind chills near 0 there. Monday, that morning, maybe coldest day so far this season. And then I want to talk about the actual holiday, Christmas itself. There will be a system that brings kind of a rain-snow mix on Christmas Eve, and then could carry into the day itself.
All right, thank you, James. That does it for us here. We'll see you back at 7:25.
Have a great 2 weeks.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.